guys believe in luck, or do you believe in making your own luck?
It's a great question.
It is.
What do you think? Do you think you can make your own luck, or do you think it's just one of those things that just comes or doesn't?
As it is. I don't know. I think I'm a firm believer in karma.
Yes.
I think whatever energy you put out into the world, I think it comes back to you in one way or another. So
Yes.
maybe to a certain extent, yeah, I think you can have control over luck a little bit.
I agree. I feel like we've had that conversation before, like when something has went wrong, or not wrong, but not something happened with somebody in your life, and you found discrepancies in it, and you find that like if you take the higher route, that it's going to come back.
Always
and it's been
comes out
proven.
wash.
Yeah, it's definitely happened in the past where you're like, okay, I'm glad I went the route that I went, because it could have been there. Could have been me.
Grandma always said, keep your side of the street clean.
Yes.
And that is like my number one life motto. It's like, no matter what, you can't control what other people do or what happens to you. You can only control yourself and your reactions to that. So she said, if you always, like you said, take the high road and just worry about your own side of the street, then it all ends up working out.
It will work out. Yeah.
It's been true for me so far.
Yeah, I feel like it really just kind of depends. So like, I guess part of it like depends on like what is your definition of luck. Like everyone is dealt a different set of cards, to kind of start with, and so I feel like it depends. But I think a lot of I'm with you. Like a lot of what you put out into the world is what you get back, and it just. I don't know. I think that you make a lot of your luck. I think that a lot of this, like, I think people think that the like affirmations and things like that are silly, but I think that they absolutely can change your life. How you think and how you perceive your day and your life absolutely makes a difference.
Well, and I think another thing too is going back to like the affirmations. It's more so of like your mindset. Like if you wake up, like I can definitely tell, like if you wake up and you're in a good mood, your day just goes differently. Like the smallest things can seem like luck, but those same things could happen on a bad day and you just like breeze past it. You know what I mean? It's not even looked at as like a positive thing because your day's just been in such a bad mindset.
So maybe luck is about perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have been told multiple times that your perspective really changes your life.
It does.
I believe that, 100%. Have you guys seen that movie? It's got the comedian in it, and I cannot think of her name, but she falls and hits her head, and when she wakes up, she thinks that she's like super skinny and gorgeous.
Yes.
But she's exactly the
Is it
same.
Rebel Wilson?
No, she's a comedian though.
Yes, I know who you're talking
It's
about.
not Melissa McCarthy, is it?
No.
I know what movie you're talking about
Yes.
too. I can't think of
It's
it.
like right there. I can
Yes.
picture her face. But yeah, anyway, in her mind's eye, she is this like supermodel, but she hasn't changed at all. But it's like the way that she perceives herself it changes how other people treat her.
It's that confidence.
It's a confidence,
It's
yeah.
that confidence in yourself.
It's your perspective.
And like so many people talk about like their morning routines, which I get so annoyed with people talking about like their 5:30 a.m. morning routines, but mostly just because I'm jealous that I'm never gonna do that.
Right.
But like one of the things I've seen is like a lot of people have stopped scrolling their phones in the morning, and I think like because it automatically starts your day with like that comparison mindset, right? So
Very
like,
true.
Oh
You
my gosh,
automatically
yes.
wake up and you're like, oh my god, like. Here, Kylie's bought another Lamborghini. And,
Yeah. Or they've just worked out for 4 hours this morning and I
Yeah.
just barely made my bed. That was a chore.
I rarely make my bed. Like I hope that doesn't
I've been trying
set
to be
the
better
tone of
about
my
it.
life.
I've been
but
trying to be better about it.
just listen, when I wake up, I go straight to the coffee machine.
Same.
I go to the chicken coop. I do, because if I don't do
With
it
your
right
baby
then, I
chickens?
won't convince myself to like go out in the cold and do it. Like,
Gosh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like
what do you guys
cold
think of, like,
plunge.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
it's like a
so what
cold
do you guys think of
plunge.
the cold
I think of it
plunging?
every time. I'm like, this is like my cold plunge.
They say it's
Just
free.
run out.
I would love, someday I'll get to that point.
They say to even start with like a cold shower, but I can't convince myself to do that either.
That
Like
just
the last
sounds
thing
like
I want to
The one
do.
luxury I have.
Yeah, it's like a warm shower, warm bath. Oh, that's my comfort zone. I love a good bath.
I can't handle the cold. It like physically hurts me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, sometimes you just got to do things you don't want to do.
well, apparently, like make my bed. I don't want to do that
There's
either.
a whole lot of things that I don't want to do. But no, I mean, I think that, so like going back to luck, I'll reel us back in. So going back to luck, like I also feel like, you know, I have a tattoo that is essentially like a Latin translation that like the harder you work, the better the outcome. And like I'm a full believer in that.
Same.
I do
You know,
too.
like I don't, you know, I never want to help anyone really that isn't willing to help themselves.
Correct.
One of my biggest sorry, did I just hit that? One of my biggest pet peeves is when people look at somebody that's successful and think, gosh, they're so lucky.
They're so lucky. I
They're
was
so
literally just
lucky.
about to say that. Just about to say that. Because
No.
my brother used to tell me that all the time.
Like,
And
you're
he's
so
like, you're
lucky.
so lucky. And I'm like, what did you do last night?
Yeah.
And what did I do last night? Like,
Yeah.
two
Or-
people, same circumstance, went two completely different paths, which he does very well now. But like at that time, he would always say how lucky I am. And I'm like, no, I work every day.
You make the decisions.
Yes,
Yeah.
you make your choices, and then like the outcomes can be viewed as lucky, but it's just an outcome of the work that you put in.
Well,
you
that
know?
takes the responsibility off of his shoulders. If he
Yes.
blames it on luck, like,
Yes.
well, I'm unlucky,
Yes.
and you're lucky, then that takes the responsibility off.
And I feel like a lot of people probably lean towards that way. It's easier to do
So
so.
much easier. I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of looking at some of it. The Kardashians. Oh, man,
Oh, they're so lucky.
They're so lucky.
There's
like
one
when,
good trial.
In all, right, which in all fairness, like I don't know, but I do have to imagine there's probably a lot more work behind the scenes than I know.
Oh
about.
yeah.
You know,
The
like
mom-
with anybody.
What's the mom's name? Chris?
Yes.
Oh. Best business manager ever.
Yeah. So don't judge.
So a
a book
little
by
bit
its
of
cover.
both. A little bit
Yeah.
of both. You can bring luck your way with the right mindset, but you also got to put the work into it to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't even know if
I
I
don't
would
think it
consider
just
those
walks
outcomes
in
luck.
off
Yeah.
the street and like.
Yeah,
sits
I
down
don't think
on
you're
the
going to be
couch
sitting
with
there one day and they like somebody, you know, you're sitting there and a big bag of money sits in your lap. If so, call me.
me. Right. Call
Yeah,
us.
but like,
We
there's
need
also
sponsors.
things like that I feel like are double-edged swords because like most of lottery winners
Yeah.
go bankrupt in
Yes.
like 3 years. So
They got lucky, but they didn't do the right outcome,
right.
you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
So catch-22, we don't have the answer.
Yep,
Yep. That's the conclusion. We don't have a clue.
we have no idea.